Hello y'all, this is SaltyBall2064 and it's kind of a different video than I would be making, but I just want to show y'all how to play Mr. Fantastic and just the best way how to get like value out of him. And yeah, and you might be asking why Mr. Fantastic all people, and I gotta say he's very underrated as a character. He pretty much can't die under certain circumstances. Like, he just absorbs so much damage, and his damage is not even that bad either. Like, come on, he's just good. I'm not gonna lie, he's very underrated, and a lot of people downplay him. So I'm gonna show you how to play him. First things first is you gotta understand his combo into like becoming tank mode pretty much all the time, or like the fastest way to. So you want to punch L2, then L1, then punch, and then L1 again. Then you become big mode, and yeah. And then immediately when you exit big mode, you want to press R1 to become elongated stomach mode, ESM for short. And yeah, it helps you build your cooldowns up more, and yeah.
Predictable outcome.
So also with Mr. Fantastic, you want to have your sensitivity high, like very high, like pretty much like this, because with his R2 or just his main punch, you can like attack multiple enemies like this. But each enemy you hit doesn't build up shield or the middle thing. It's just one enemy hit is just gives you 5. But it's good for like crowd control to like hit multiple enemies at once. And yeah, also his punch goes very far. It's like 15 meters, so yeah, it's actually not too terrible for like dealing with air people and whatnot.
That was unusually satisfying.
And yeah, another thing you gotta understand is that you're not supposed to really play Mr. Fantastic as like a damage. You want to play him as like a half tank or like a off tank per se. And he's actually very good at just taking damage. Like, he's pretty much like cap survivability, I would say. And I mean, the only problem with him is that he doesn't really have like mobility. I guess you could count his L1 as mobility, because like you can just grab onto teammates and just like dip out of there, kind of like the Thing. But the Thing just has a lot more like distance with his like grab ability to like teammates and whatnot. So yeah, I mean, it's not too bad. And I mean, he doesn't really have like a jump or anything. You just have to grab onto people, and that doesn't really matter, I guess.
Trouble has
Or
arrived.
not matter, but like it's just kind of hard to get around as Mr. Fantastic because you're just very slow. But also in your tank form, you move faster, so that's good. So we'll just get into that real quick. See, you move faster. Also, in his tank form, his punch only goes 5 meters, so keep that in mind. It's not like 15 meters like before with his just mobile punch. And yeah, I thought it would be 15 meters, but it's actually 5. So yeah. Alright, so let's talk about Mr. Fantastic's ult. So a lot of people have the assumption that it's probably like the worst damage ult in the game, and I would say it's definitely Black Widow's. Come on, it's definitely Black Widow's. But his is not even that bad. So the best way to use it is just focusing supports, or just like baiting support ults, or just clearing out enemies that are like running away from like a fight, or using your ult to like help another DPS ult. Like, the best part about his ult is that it like slows down enemies like quite a bit, and it can't really like run away from like Star-Lord's ult, or like just any ult for that matter. And yeah, it's very good. And you also, like, during like support ults, you can like use at the end of support ults to build up like more damage. and it's not even that bad. Also, you want to use it during your tank form. Do not use it during your normal form, or you will get lasered. Because you'll just have 800 health when you're in your tank form, and that just means you take a lot less damage, or you just absorb a lot more damage when you're ulting. And the fact that they buffed his damage for his ult is actually insane. So it does like 70 damage now instead of 50, which is good. And I mean, they did nerf how fast you get it, but it doesn't even feel that long, I'm not even gonna lie. And just, yeah, his thing is just endure pretty much. Just get in the fights, just survive as long as you can, and just annoy the hell out of supports with your giant tank form. And yeah. You also want to use your tank form against like shield characters like Magneto and Doctor Strange, because his tank form goes through shields but his normal arms don't. And yeah, it's kind of annoying. But you will absolutely destroy tanks because they'll have to like put down their shield just to like attack you and whatever. And that leaves like your teammates to help attack too. And yeah, it's very helpful. And I mean, that's pretty much it about his like tank form, and just, yeah. Oh, another thing is that if you're ESM, or elongated stomach mode, what I like to do is, okay, let me just do it real quick. So before I go into tank form, I go into this form to do like maximum damage, and then I go into tank form and then just start killing, pretty much. Okay, another thing about his ult is you want to keep bouncing as long as you can, because if you don't bounce on the enemies, it will just stop. So you get 3 max bounce before you like it ending, and then if you hit another enemy, it will just keep you bouncing. But it's like a 6 bounces max, so double is pretty good. And yeah, that's pretty much it. I'll show you how to like his like positioning, or like where you should be playing. So this is a ranked game, and we're pretty much getting swept, but we don't want to talk about that. But anyway, so this is sort of an attack game on Midtown, and what I like to do with Mr. Fantastic is just build up as much charge as you possibly can at the start of like fights and whatever, so you can just be at tank form. Also, what you want to do as Mr. Fantastic is pretty much play anti-dive when they have like a Spider-Man, magic, or just any dive for that matter. You also just want to just protect your supports pretty much if they're in danger, because you just pretty much body every melee character. You also want to be playing with your tanks. Play with your tanks, or at least behind your tanks, so you can like build up your tank form fast. And you also just want to be in between your tanks and supports, so if your supports are like being died by Spider-Man or magic, whatever, you can like peel back and help them out. And once that's like dealt with, you can just go back to helping tanks, which is very nice. So what I would do is just keep punching, and fall back, because since you're in tank form, you have faster back pedal too, so that's very helpful. And yeah, you just want to keep punching pretty much. Like, just keep focusing supports and make them like use cooldowns when they have to, and yeah. And with his L2, it doesn't even matter if you like grab anyone, it just builds up shield. So that's a good thing to keep in mind. Also, during the things like Earthbound, like this right here, you cannot use your L1, so keep that in mind. So they use disappear. Our invisible woman uses disappear. Nice. And yeah, okay. So we get clobbered and Eye Agamotto and doesn't really do anything somehow. Yeah, just keep like he low-key kind of counters Spider-Man because you just don't take any damage from him. Our strange ults back there. I mean, just like. So, okay, yeah, another thing about his L2 is that it, like, pulls enemies away. And you can use that when, like, a magic is diving them, or magic is diving your healers, or, like, a Spider-Man's diving your healers, to just, like, pull them away and just, like, make them focus you, pretty much, which is very helpful. It also does quite a bit of damage, I'm not even gonna lie. It's also a good way to, like, start your tank form, is to, like, pull the enemies into you, and then just start punching, pretty much. So we're just pushing. I'm building out my tank form.
Don't mess with the amazing Spider-Man.
I punch Spider-Man. Yeah, you get him weak.
Good work, Susan.
I'm just building up tank form. Playing my cooldown regen with my R1. I'm in tank form. I died ult because I'm in tank form. And oh, that's embarrassing. Okay, so what happened there is that I did not hit anyone with my jump. So yeah, that was not a good ult. I'm not even gonna lie. But what I should have done is, hold on, let me toggle, was just, instead of like ulting around this for some reason and trying to like get the cloak who's just like right here and just like behind cover and whatever, I should have just focused tank and this Mr. Fantastic, and she probably would have been affected. Yeah. And I kill her anyways because Rocket's old. And pull Doctor Strange, and yeah, I'm just punching everyone. And this thing's just running around like a little nuisance. And yeah, he dies.
Vehicle reached a checkpoint. Keep up the momentum.
So just keep playing out with tanks and just or a walk, of course. Oh, yes. Okay, so for this, I do want to talk about counters for Mr. Fantastic. So, a good counter to Mr. Fantastic is Wolverine. Because in your tank form, his damage to, like, higher health heroes, like, when it, like, fluctuates, it affects him too. And, yeah, you just kind of get destroyed. But, you can kind of you can kill Wolverine fine as Mr. Fantastic, but if he has his like over health thing where he just gets pretty much just comes back to life with his shield or whatever, you kind of get destroyed, I'm not even gonna lie. So just keep that in mind. Make sure Wolverine uses his thing first, and you should be able to punch him out. Another good counter I would say is Thor. A good Thor can really like make you just be away, or he can like drag you away from like the enemy with his like glide, his L2 thing. And yeah, it's kind of annoying, but those are like the two counters I can think of right now. Oh, well, another one is just flying characters. Like I said before, you can kind of punch them, but if they're pretty much at like skybox level, you cannot do anything. So what you kind of have to just rely on is just like map terrain and like getting up to them, getting up to like a level where like your punch actually reaches them and your L1 can actually like connect to them and whatever. And yeah, I mean, it's not that big of a counter per se, and you can just like eat Iron Man's ult and just use your R1, just shoot back at him, and yeah, it does like 180 damage max, which is pretty much like more than half of their health, and yeah, and their healers really don't focus them, so you can kind of mess them up if you're like if they're not very good at like flying away from damage or whatever. But let's just continue. So this Spider-Man gets away, of course, and Wolverine's behind me, and I'm just getting away, using my R1 to get away. And yeah, that's what I mean. Like, you can just counter Mr. Fantastic because you can just grab him away and then put him into like your enemies where they can just pretty much just destroy you. But what I'm trying to do is backpedal into this, the Mrs. Fantastic ult, or Invisible Woman, because, well, they just all get clobbered. Wow, this looks very funny, but pretty much what I'm doing is just backing up to Invisible Woman ult and somehow surviving. Yeah, somehow get out of that. Us against the world, of course. And what I do is just focus cloak. And I'm just kind of dove by both melees. And Spider-Man gets away. Best way. So you're like a very good like swatter. Per se, so you can just swat away Spider-Man when he's in your back line and just make him like dip and make him pretty much just like not a problem. And yeah, he's pretty good against anti or just dive. So yeah, that's what I mean about his Wolverine's overhealth, and he dies. So then me and this Venom are just fighting this thing. Of course.
Almost there. Don't turn back now.
I'm opening a portal.
So their screen is portaling, and I think this is where, yeah, I'm just gonna come in Agamotto. I should have R1. Oh, I didn't even get affected, but, and this is what I mean, like comboing ults. Like, you do a lot of damage. And you see how I went into my tank form first? Let me show you. So, yeah, I'm in tank form. I have 153 health. And I just go in there. And just bam, bam, bam. And just absorb all this damage. I build up tank form. Or, I mean, I should not have wasted that, but it's alright. They're not really there yet because their entire team just died. Of course, they're running 3 supports.
Sure, those are bad guys.
And I'm just standing around for no reason. Skip ahead. Okay. So,
Mess with the amazing Spider-Man!
somehow he kills no one with that, which is surprising, but I just like keep using my L1 to like just build more shield up, and yeah. And just use my R1 to absorb damage and shoot back out. Then use this to my advantage, but I'm peeling back. Fly swatter. And he gets res, of course. And just coming back in our back line, building up shield. And just going to punch. And I'm just dipping back because, well, they're using every ult known to man. And
A force field. Those guys are about to shoot at us.
somehow pulled back to her. I don't even know how that happened. And I have Agamotto, but it's okay. I'm in my tank form because, and I just survived all that. You see what I mean when I do the pull? It does a lot of damage to Spider-Man, and yeah, you just pull them, so they're kind of like disoriented too. And somehow, never mind. So I die, come back. Okay, I'm just walking back.
This is real firepower!
I ult at the same time as he does, but I'm just trying to take cover because Wanda's ulting, of course.
Mess with the amazing Spider-Man!
Like, you just absorb Spider-Man's ult and you just do so much damage.
Only 60 seconds left.
His strange ult gets blocked, of course. And then I'm just trying to deal with Doctor Strange. So that's our first round,
Score is 3, 2.
or second round technically.
You'll need a
Then
top-notch
I play
team
Mr. Fantastic again, of course. Okay, I skipped a little too far. Alright, so... Alright, yeah. This is the start. Okay. So... Start round, Doctor Strange is up top. Spider-Man's behind.
I can make it.
So's the Thing for some reason. Just trying to get Spider-Man out of the sky. Going to tank form. Oh, yes. Squirrel also counters him quite a bit. Her damage is kinda insane. And his tank form is just so huge, so you have like a huge ass hitbox, and yeah, you're just pretty much dead. But I mean, if you can like close the gap, you can't destroy her, pretty much. So just try closing the gap. But also her squirrel trap thing is very annoying against him, so just go into R1 if you have it, and yeah. Another counter is also Penny, because her like web also stuns him, and you can do a lot of damage when he's stunned, and yeah, it's pretty annoying. But if you're able to just close the gap again, you kind of destroy her too.
A force field.
Down to 30 seconds.
So I'm up with my tanks, trying to get that Spider-Man. Got him. Get Squirrel Girl, and she jumps away, of course. Falling back, and my heals res, or not res, but like, and Squirrel Stampede, of course. Amplifier, I get stunned by Squirrel Girl, of course.
Keep fighting until it's over.
And Invisible Woman ults, of course. And Azor Quadra in time, which is nice. I'm still somehow alive, so yeah, that's his best thing, just survivability. And I think I ult, yeah, I ult. And base support ult. Go for Squirrel Girl. Yeah, just use my R1. Going for Squirrel Girl, and she's weak. Keep punching her. Spider-Man ults, thankfully. Cannot kill her for my life. Also just very good at distracting people and just taking taking them off your, like their heals or
Don't mess with the amazing Spider-Man!
Spider-Man ults, and I just absorb everything.
Good work, Susan.
Almost there. Don't turn back now.
Strange ults, not ults, but portals. Going on my tank form.
Double KO.
Yeah, it just does so much damage with the amplifier. I get Spider-Man. Yes.
The vehicle reached a checkpoint. Keep up the momentum.
Oh yes, so your L1 also gives shield to your teammates, so keep that in mind. It's like 75 shield, which is kind of insane. And if you like use it twice on a teammate, it like builds up to like 150 shield. So if your supports are like weak, just like spam L1 L1 and you just give them free 150 health.
A force field.
Okay, yeah, I just don't pay attention to that because it just goes back. Big stomach mode.
By the eye of Agamotto!
Ah, I think I die here. Oh, yep, I do. I think we lose this point.
I'm more resilient than you think.
Yeah, okay. So,
Current score is 4,
they get that,
3.
or at least we got it that far. So, we are defending.
The battle starts in 5, 4, 3.
Try to stay by my healers because, well, they have Spider-Man and Venom, and yeah.
A little help, please.
I pull Venom away, then go for Spider-Man, make him get away, and just keep making Venom just pay attention to me. And pull Venom away, go to my tank form, of course, and try getting Spider-Man away from our supports. Just keep punching everything pretty much. Just get like good crowd control.
Shield activated.
And I see Spider-Man's in our back line. Go protect our healers. Ooh. Alright, I ult because I'm in tank form.
Only 60 seconds left.
Make him fall back.
Shield activated. Susan.
Get my tank form. Just keep swinging, keep swinging. Just stay on court so I don't get hit.
Down to 30 seconds.
Oh, we got Eye of Agamotto. I don't think I die here actually. Yeah, I just have so much health so I just don't die.
Shield activated.
Don't mess with the amazing Spider-Man!
The final 10 seconds.
Build up shield. Use disappear, of course. I got your strange ults, but I'm just focusing Venom so he doesn't do anything to our supports. I killed Spider-Man somehow, which is good. But yeah, using the amplifier, doing so much damage. Yeah, I go fantastic mode. And yeah, we just win.
Final score, 4-2-3.
And I ended up with, I think, 43 kills. And I get the MVP. Of course, with the Maker skin. And yeah, that's how you really want to play Mr. Fantastic. Just pushing or just like pursuing enemies that are like in your back line or dealing with supports pretty much. And yeah, you also do a lot of damage. Like 35,000 damage is insane. So yeah, just keep that in mind and you should be doing very good with Mr. Fantastic. And yeah, some of my stats with Mr. Fantastic, it's not too bad actually. And yeah, if we look at competitive, 33 to 23 is not bad. Only lost 10 games as him. And yeah, I think he's very slept on. And I think more people should just play him. And yeah, yeah. So this is my video. I hope that shows how to get a good grasp on Mr. Fantastic and like the things you should be doing as him, and yeah, how to use him effectively and whatnot. And yeah, this is the end of the video. Oh yeah, I'm also Celestial and just barely -60. But it's okay, it's okay. But yeah, that's the end, and yeah, thanks for watching.